What up, y'all, and welcome to Daytona International Speedway for the first race in the 2023 NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series. On pole is Kate Anderson for the first time in her career in her first start, and to her outside is second-year driver Jessica Strauss. Row 2, you've got Daniel Brown and Dale Johnson. Row 3, Kyler Anderson and Max Anderson, not related. Row 4, we got a new driver in the 18, Josh King, next to Delon Ibrahimian. And in row 5, returning to the Jerky Pro Truck Series, Adam Flickinger with newcomer Sky Commons in the 17. You see James Ellison there in the 9 making a return to the series. I'm joined by my boy Vince Freeze once again here. He's been with us all Daytona week, and he's here once again for Jerky Pro Action. What's up, Vince?
Yeah, I'll make it quick since we only got 40 seconds in the pre-race. Should be an interesting night. 50 laps under the lights, a little bit longer than last year with 30 laps. Interesting race, though, with the rookies and veteran combo. And with the draft, I think the equalizer, anyone can win from 30th on back. So starting position really won't matter, but pitch strategy could. Back to you.
Yes, indeed. And since we are on tape delay, don't got to really worry about the command to start engines. It'll just kind of happen. But to continue looking at past race winners, we've run Daytona here in the Jerky Pro Truck Series 6 times prior to tonight. Ford has won just one race here in the Jerky Pro Truck Series. Chevy with 3 wins, Toyota with a single win, and Ram with 1 win, that win being last year. The winner in 2017 was Wade Brummer for Ford. 2018, Charles Sanford for Chevy. 2019, Adam Flickinger for Toyota. 2020 was Andrew Rich in a Chevy. 2021, Laura Chung in a Chevy. And then last year was Enzo Nareza in a Ram. Fun fact, we have had a veteran driver, or I guess you could say, let me rephrase that. We've had a rookie driver win this race 3 times. 2017, technically, there were no rookies. Everyone was a rookie. I guess you could say no one was a veteran. So I guess you could say it's been 4 times a rookie has won, and then a veteran twice. So odds are in the rookie's favor, especially at a track like Daytona, Vince. You know it. It can go any way here at this track.
Yeah, Daytona's the great equalizer. The draft is the great equalizer. We got a lot of interesting notables. Obviously, the big one, James Ellison, the elephant in the room, coming down to the Truck Series. I think he could be a threat, obviously. With Daytona, we saw Braxton. I think, was it Braxton?
Braxton was on pole last year,
yeah.
But it was Nareza that won.
Yeah, Braxton starts last, I believe, this year. So let's see if he can try to do like a little last to first challenge in a reverse course way. We'll find out. But should be interesting. Good season ahead with super speedways and a shorter schedule, only 15 races. I think every race will matter more, and aggression could pick up. There's Peter Onjak and an 83 Red Bull as well.
Yes, indeed. Peter Onjak, another driver that decided to drop back down to the Jerky Pro Truck Series. It was him, James Ellison, and Adam Flickinger, who have run several years in the Digital Storm Cup Series, that have made a return, and they're all gunning to beat Sam Young. Sam Young there in the 29 here near the back of the field is the new favorite to win the championship, as Audra Baranauskas, who won the last 2 titles, is now a full-time Digital Storm Cup Series driver. Green flag us out. A female front row leads him to the green.
Good run there by Kate Anderson as they start the file in line, 2 by 2, maybe some 3.
Good run for Jessica Strauss and Dale Johnson down the back straightaway into turn 3. As the trucks reach 200 miles an hour in about half a lap here, you're going to see speeds of up to about 209, 210 miles per hour as you see race leader Strauss 206 at the start-finish line herself.
4860s on that opening lap. Should be around 44s, 45s, I would think. They are getting a decent 210, I think, down the back, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe lap times are going to be closer to 43s to high 42s, actually, Vince, for this year's race.
Nah, yeah, they're definitely flying. This isn't like the Cup Series. The wake here is tremendous. Is they're 3 wide and I think 4 wide. Well, we see a wreck early. We saw last year the over/under on the wreck was lap 5. I think we could see one early too. We'll find out.
It all depends on if they hit that 4 wide stride. And early on in the run, Vince, you know, the bottom is very viable. But once you get later in the run is when the top really starts to come in. The tire wear kicks in. They lose that little bit of grip that they need to make the bottom work. So far, though, here on lap 3, Jessica Strauss looking pretty strong, but Daniel Brown and Kyler Anderson on the inside line. And Vince, I know this is one you're going to have to get used to. Is it's Josh King in the 18 now. Yael Carrillo no longer racing in the Jerky Pro Truck Series.
Yeah, it seemed like in the booth I was picking Yael Carrillo every single week, it seems like, but we'll see how Josh King does. Interesting to note, too, that I think they're still hitting the wall. We saw that in the duels. That's not gone away, even in this truck series. That'll be something to watch as tires age.
Yeah, but so far it looks like, unlike in the dual races, they're still able to hold a lot of momentum here. I think these trucks, you know, they're just a little bit tougher. I don't think that has anything to do with them not scrubbing as much speed off, but you can see there through turn 1 and 2, Strauss was, I think, 208, 207. I mean, these drivers are hauling the mail here.
Yeah, it's still 3 wide. We saw Rogers last night in the duels. He was kind of that Pied Piper out front before he got caught. There's the 4.
It's Gene Sanford there in the 8. Another change we're going to have to get used to, Vince, is the 87 now being rookie Roberto Crown Jr. instead of Henry Sanford. Henry Sanford now also a full-time Digital Storm Cup driver. And when I say full-time, it's not that they were not full-time last year. I'm just saying they are now a veteran of the series. They've run their 1 year. They can no longer run both series full-time. But you got a lot of drivers that are doing some double action. Notably in the 31 truck. Also drives the 31 in Cup, Saden Davidson, whom I believe Vince did make the Daytona 500. I believe he did. I think you can double check. You have the notes in front of you on that one. But it's
Yeah, he did, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's been a week since we recorded last, so my memory is a little foggy right now. But Saden had a great run in the dual race, and now he's looking to make some moves here up front at the field. That's a term there.
Yeah, real quick, Zach, he qualified 10th for the fans out there.
Okay, there we go. And Jessica Strauss, Vince, that truck is trimmed out there. 54 Kyle Busch Motorsports. And I think the higher speeds, too, are making it tougher to make moves on the inside line regardless of the tire wear. So later in the race, I think the tire wear is going to be really making that top line a tough line to pass.
Yeah, this should be an interesting dilemma here. Do you really want to time it? Do you want to be in the back? You see Peter Onjak was way back there. I wonder when the cutoff point will be where the lines start to neutralize, and actually you're starting to see the outside kick in now.
You can see it right there. Strauss was, I want to say, a nose behind Gene Sanford off of turn 2, and she got such a run. She straight up cleared the 8 by almost 2 truck lengths.
There's the 4.
Saden's peaking 4 wide again. I think Gene Sanford will get enough of a run here, though, to clear the 31. Not quite, but Max Anderson hit the wall. So Kyler was able to clear.
Yeah, now we're starting to see a little two-truck tandem, We could see that develop. I haven't seen that much this speed weeks. As it looks like the back of the pack is just holding on for that record. They're just moving up in simultaneous form. It's interesting. Line control at Daytona.
Man, look at Jessica Strauss and Kyler Anderson nose to tail pulling away. This is a good time to make a move, though, especially if you're Anderson, as you've got no one behind either yourself or the leader you're trying to pass. So it really kind of evens out the bottom and the top. 8 laps complete here. Oh, someone's blown up. That's
King.
That's Josh King. Oh, and it's going to be a wreck.
That's the big one.
Eric Monaco in the 14. The 2 of Adam Flickinger is upside down. James Ellison gets a piece of it. Daniel Brown involved. Benjamin Ice.
Braxton.
Jim Ganton, new driver into 21, replacing Baranowskis. Oh, the 98 of David Dixon. Skylar Taylor in the 51 with a piece. Usman Hamid in the 47. Hunter Braxton. Brittany Turner might have got a piece of this. Yeah, Ellison's day, I think, is over. He's got a good amount of damage there on his truck. Stephen Waters in the 16, teammate to the pole sitter in the 77. Now, this is where things can get really tricky. Oh, man, Ryan Brommer with a ton of front nose damage, but Vince, you know it here. Under pacing, the caution is out, and sometimes it's hard to get woe down.
Find out right now. Let's see how it works. Looks like Peters backing up. It's Crown comes.
They're back. They're getting into each other back here. Donovan Cage just ran into Ron Bishop. And then Reggie Fogelman got into him. Dennis Moore. These drivers should be okay. They're far enough back. Josh King, Adam Flickinger, David Dixon, Jim Ganton, Stephen Waters attempting to fix. Daniel Brown just getting the pit road. Same with Eric Monaco. The big one strikes early, Vince, after Josh King's engine expires in the middle of the field. Let's take a look at the replay on this one. Taking another look at this one as Josh King was right behind Saden Davidson and the engine just expired. See him trying to get down, trying to get in front of Eric Monaco here, and he clips Enzo Nareza, goes right up the track into Daniel Brown and Adam Flickinger, nowhere to go. And then Brown into Monaco into Onjack, and it's on from here. Oh man, Adam got flipped over there in a weird way. And you see them kind of piling it in at the back on the inside line. Adam is upside down, and Josh King getting hit by Benjamin Ice. Brittany Turner did a good job there, weighing it down in the 10. And then it looks like Jim Ganton's okay. He's just going to get beached on the apron here after slowing down for the 18. You see Rec not over, obviously, as Ice gets into the 14. Oh, and then Braxton got into the 51 of Taylor after 2. So, pretty big mess. Let's take a couple onboards. On board with Enzo Nareza. See that little bit of contact, and then the big wreck behind him. On board with Adam Flickinger. Tough end to Adam's first race back in the Jerky Pro Truck Series. Lastly, on board with the 9 of James Ellison. A bit of contact there with the 18, has it made, and then, oh, just nowhere to go there. Let's get y'all to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing. 13 laps will be complete, with 37 to go. Jessica Strauss is still the race leader after pit stops. Jim Ganton currently 2 laps down out of the race. Benjamin Ice, Daniel Brown, Adam Flickinger, David Dixon, Josh King, and Eric Monaco. Pretty big names there out of Ice and Adam Flickinger. And with a short season, Vince, you know, races like here at Daytona, Talladega, heck, Springfield, Pukekohe, and Pensacola, all those races on the schedule are going to be big. You are going to need to finish, at least survive these races if you want a good shot at that championship. And, you know, early setback for Adam Flickinger, but it's not over yet. Still 14 more races after tonight.
Yeah, Flickinger, I think Ellison's another one. Everyone expects him to be up there. But they have a lot of that experience on those intermediate short tracks. I think that's where it could come into play. as I think Ganton is he up to speed? Hard to tell, but right now he looks a little slow.
I think it was just the inside line and lack of draft there on the green. As we saw in the replay, his truck was unscathed by the accident, so he should be good to go here. He's just going to need a caution or two to get back on the lead lap.
Start Constantine up, I think. I don't think this race is just over because of that accident. I think we still have enough trucks in this pack to get to maybe 25 and make decent size runs. Maybe, oh, we got to pay a pitter taker there.
Yeah, Usman Hamid down pit road for some reason. It looks like they are just doing a little service here. They wanted to fix up the truck. He'll be back out and on track. Steven Waters, though, is under 180 miles an hour, and I believe they are going to tell him to park the truck, not making minimum speed. You can see James Ellison also currently by himself, might be told to do the same here, depending how slow his truck gets. Same story perhaps for the 51 of Skylar Taylor, teammate to the driver of the 54, who continues to lead this race. We look at some other stragglers here at the back. Corey Riggs, Ryan Brommer, Donovan Cage, Hunter Braxton, Dale Johnson, Dennis Moore, Reggie Fogelman, and Ron Bishop, all kind of in their own line here. Archibald Buttersworth, whose name is so long that you can't tell he's a rookie. The R is literally not showing on the screen. But Buttersworth, a rookie in both Jerky Pro and Digital Storm. Right now, it looks like we've got 23 trucks that can still fight for this race win. And if you are new to this channel, it is a full field point system with the top 10 getting a little more points than those outside the top 10, and then top 5, top 3, that's where the real money is at, especially if you get the win here. As the leaders are about to catch Usman Hamid, who is running up to pace here over 185 miles an hour by himself, but still a 20-mile-an-hour difference here. So Jessica Strauss, Kate Anderson, who's going to have to check up? It's going to be both of them. And that's going to let the 19 of Chris Harvey take the race lead.
As you can just see, how the lap truck could play a role, except for Ganton. He seems to be up to pace. 23 trucks, as Zach said. We'll throw in Ganton. He's pretty up to speed. That can play a factor. I wonder if this could be a slingshot move, what we saw with the 54 and the 3, as I get used to the names. We might see something like that at the end of this race. They did come under a caution, too, for pit. I wonder if that could be a strategy play. I don't know if we can make it all the way. We'll find out. I don't think they're expecting another caution, but we'll see.
Yeah, everyone will have to pit again. A fuel window is about 20 laps. You saw there on the front straightaway, Harvey was left out from the draft, and despite getting back in the draft in 1 and 2, it has taken the whole back straightaway for his momentum to pick back up. And Harvey, you know, he did good here at Daytona in the 10-year anniversary special event, won that race. That was a couple of weeks ago here in the old Cup cars. So Harvey trying to make a name for himself now in the Jerky Pro Truck Series. And I cannot remember if he signed up for Digital Storm or not. There are a lot of new people this year, as with every past year. So we'll have to double check on that. But Harvey set to make every race here in Jerky Pro, as Jerky Pro does not have go or go home. Vince, we are looking at some 4-wide potential here, and we're going to go 4-wide for the race lead.
Yeah, it does. These guys, you can take the pack and splice it in half, but you can't take the aggression out of these truck drivers as they're still hitting the wall. Harvey with a little block there, still 4 wide.
Sky Commons and Max Anderson in the middle, 4 wide. Lucas Catano on the inside line with help from the 87 of Roberto Crown Jr. and the 22 of Delon Ibrahimian. You got all 3 Team Penske trucks there on the inside line. And Max Anderson's going to be able to clear the 19 of Chris Harvey here.
Yeah, this is a really interesting spot if you're those Penske trucks. You got, basically, they're all in a line technically on the lead lap because the 21's not in the lead lap. I wonder if they work together and try to get to the front, maybe play some lane games and block the lanes.
Going to be completing lap 20 here. 30 laps to go. Pat Johnson going to move up to the middle. You got Ibrahimian on the top. And Jim Ganton, who is 2 laps down, looking to get back to 1 lap down, leading that inside line with Sam Young right behind them. So Team Penske essentially leading every lane here right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's team control right there. And we'll see though. If I'm Ganton, I try to get ahead and maybe get a caution. Oh,
Lucas Catano's peeking the nose 4 wide on Roberto Crown Jr. This pack is still 24 trucks strong with Usman Hamid right there at the tail of it. And it looks like the 9 of James Ellison has been told to park. That'll go down as a 35th place result for him here. So 2 favorites for the title, Adam Flickinger and James Ellison, in a hole early on here following Daytona. Oh, the 23's in the wall, and they're going to crash. Was the 23 of Winnie Calhoun. Got in the wall and got run over. And that'll be our second caution of the night. Ibrahimian, the race leader, and Vince, they are still not good to make it on fuel here. Looking short by about 7 or so laps.
I think big thing to note there, again, didn't get his lap back. He did not beat Ibrahimian to the start-finish line. That's interesting.
Yep, and with Usman Hamid a lap down, it'll be the 47 who gets the lucky dog. As Ron Bishop just got run over by Saden Davidson. Cade Anderson was in that accident. It looks like Peter Onjak, Colin Cropley might have a piece of it. Donovan Cage has heavy front end damage. Now let's take a look at the replay, see what brought up the second caution flag of the night. Taking a look at the replay for the second caution of the night. You see Winnie going about 211 into turn 3, just arced it a little too much, got up into the outside wall. And the 45 of Colin Cropley's going to try and get low, but just couldn't quite do it. Turns down into Peter Onjak into Cade Anderson. 54 of Strauss gets a piece of it. And then Saden Davidson nowhere to go. Great save by the 4 Brad Lewis. Enzo Nareza getting by it. And several drivers able to drive on through. Oh, and then Donovan Cage had nowhere to go here. I think he's on the bottom of Reggie Fogelman here. He's going to start turning up the track. Oh, and he turned up into Dennis Moore, and they went up the track and into the outside wall. That's going to be a tough break for both of them. I think Dennis might have just gone and brought it straight down the pit road. Yep, he is turning down for the pits. He knew immediately that his truck was toast. Likely Donovan's night over as well. So another championship favor Vince taken out in an accident here at Daytona. Man, oh man, he can't wait to get to Auto Club next week. So with that said, let's take you out to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing. We're just past halfway here. We'll have 24 laps to go on the race. A restart, Roberto Crown Jr. is your race leader. Usman Hamid back on the lead lap as Jim Ganton is still 2 laps down. Out of the race from that incident, Donovan Cage, Winnie Calhoun, and the 37 of Dennis Moore. Also, Skylar Taylor was told to park. So his truck was not making minimum speed either. That leaves us with 30 trucks on the racetrack. Second place, Delon Ibrahimian. Third, Lucas Catano. Fourth, Sky Commons. And fifth, Sam Young. Green flag is back out once again.
Connor up there looks like Looks like Gann's now more up to speed. He could actually start playing a role and a threat in that inside lane. It's our first. Did they come down pit? I don't think they came down pit road. It's our first real restart on older tires too.
No, they everyone pit.
Okay. So then the inside lane should prevail the first 5 or 6 laps as they start fanning out 3 wide here.
Jim Gannon getting a really good push there from Lucas Catano. Is going to put him back 1 lap down for a moment, but Catano, as the trucks are still getting up to speed, is going to put him right back 2 laps down.
The pack is still going to Constantine up. Excuse me. Constantine up, so I think 23 to 24 trucks is in order. Could change, but I still think that's the number.
3 wide for the race lead is Catano, Pat Johnson, and Brittany Turner. Newcomer in the 10 truck. Got hooked up with this ride thanks to her fiance in the Digital Storm Cup Series, Jesse Turner.
Well, family affair there, interesting. Getting pushed by one of the best, Sam Young. That's a good drafting partner. Looks like Brad Lewis lost the draft.
Looking at the back of the field, you got Jessica Strauss back here as well, who appears to be up to speed, but just had a terrible pit stop and got caught behind all of the damaged trucks. She was very strong earlier, Vince, so she is going to need something to happen if she wants another shot at winning this race.
Needs a caution. I don't know if they can make it on fuel, but could maybe play some grip.
No, they can't make it.
Okay, then I need a caution.
Oh, they're 4 wide.
It's weird. Gann just moved down there. Wonder if he saw an opportunity. Maybe, I guess he's starting to get desperate. As Johnson and him are starting to rough fenders.
And I don't like the way they're 4 wide right there. That's kind of dicey. Oh, they're going to go 4 wide for the lead here. Sam Young and Brittany Turner are going to get together and crash. Brittany Turner upside down. Enzo Narez is going to get spun. Ibrahimium's involved.
They're still wrecking.
Oh, Brittany Turner still upside down. And gonna come to rest on the passenger side door is the 10 of Brittany Turner. Zachary DeLello was involved. All these trucks right here already took the caution. Well, there's the caution Jessica Strauss needed, but pretty much half of that front pack is gone. Gene Sanford, rather, sorry, is your new race leader. Max Anderson second, Pat Johnson third, and Kyler Anderson fourth. Roberto Crown Jr. in fifth. Archibald Buttersworth in P6. So now everyone should be able to make it on fuel here if they pit, Vince.
Excellent. Just waiting for these guys to Constantine up. No checkups should be all right.
Most everyone had already raced back, so hopefully that prevents them from running into each other. Looks like that should be the case here. They had already started pacing behind one another. But Brittany Turner, Gatlin Downey involved as well. Third caution flag of the night. Let's take a look at the replay and see what happened. Taking a look at the replay for the third caution of the night. And it just got a little too close for comfort between Sam Young and Brittany Turner up the track. They went into Lucas Catano, Delon Ibrahimium, Jack James, Jim Ganton, and many others with just nowhere to go. And Brittany Turner, second truck upside down. Vince, the freeze flip counter is up to 2 on the night.
Yeah, it is. Enzo Nereza, Ibrahim Ryan again. Nowhere to go. There's Harvey spinning.
Oh, then DeLello came down and tapped Reggie Fogelman, and then that's where Gatlin Downey had nowhere to go. Thought he had the wreck, missed, and then here comes the 92 spinning down the track. Oh, and then Ron Bishop got clipped into this too. I don't know if Sam Young's going to end up hitting someone here. You see everyone else had raced back to the caution because of how far behind they were. They stayed up near the outside wall. They end up missing this. Sam doesn't hit anybody else. So DeLello, though, is going to just get in the Bishop there as we see them leave the screen. Let's take some onboards. On board with Sam Young. Potential rough end to Sam Young's good night. On board with Lucas Catano. Man, oh man, he got involved in it right away, and then he managed to miss the rest of it. But Catano's night potentially over here. Final on board is with D-Line Ibrahimian. No onboard camera was installed on the 10 of Brittany Turner for tonight's race. Ooh, a little bit of evasive action there at the end of that one. Let's get y'all to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing here. We're going to have 15 laps to go. We believe everyone should make it on fuel here, but some drivers had quicker pit stops than others, so you got to wonder if those drivers got the tank full of fuel. Jim Ganton is now 1 lap down, hoping for one more yellow. But out of the race, Lucas Catano, Sam Young, Brittany Turner, and Kate Anderson. We now have just 26 trucks on the racetrack. Saden Davidson is going to lead them to the green flag with last year's race winner Enzo Nereza in second, Corey Riggs in third, Kyler Anderson fourth, Max Anderson fifth, then Pat Johnson, Gene Sanford, Jessica Strauss, Dale Johnson, and Usman Hamid, who fell a lap down earlier on in the race. He's up to 10th place.
Good start by Davison and Nereza as they start to break away here, actually. Pack's really thinning out, Zach. I think we could see only maybe 12 to 13 trucks competitive, so the lines and the runs are going to be definitely down compared to the start.
Yes, indeed, Vince. I agree. I think it's going to take us a couple of laps, too, to really tell who is truly up to speed enough to contend for this race win. Will it be a rookie first-time winner or a veteran first-time winner? That remains to be seen. I actually just realized I didn't put up the all-time record sheet. That was something I mistakenly forgot to put up, but we will get those records to everyone for the next race.
Starting to see a separation. There comes Strauss as the top 3 trucks seem to have the best trucks due to natural thin out, but I think we'll start to get more packed as they understand who's left in the game.
How about Jessica Strauss, man? Really needed that caution, and now with that tuned up truck of hers is already back up fighting for second place here. Restarted in 8th.
No help, though. No help on that inside. Starting to show up now with Anderson. But I think that outside will prevail with Harvey, who spun. How about that?
Chris Harvey's truck still good enough to contend for a race win here. It's one of just 2 Toyotas up here at the front of the field. It's the 19 and the 54. Got a bunch of Chevrolets, handful of Fords, and then you got Enzo Nereza in a Ram.
Starting to think we're going to see maybe 14 to 15 trucks, and that's if they all can start doubling up in front. I think that's it. I don't think anyone else has got a chance.
Seeing everyone in draft here at the back, so don't think anyone will have to be parked for not making minimum speed. You see Peter Onjack back here now, Jack James, Colin Cropley from the second caution. See Roberto Crown Jr. back here in 15th place. Just not sure if there's enough momentum for him to keep up. He's trying to push Corey Riggs, but Sky Commons, who doesn't even have anyone behind him, is doing better on the outside. And Crown is going to try to leave the 44. 44 tries to block him so he can keep up, and that is not going to pan out now for either of them.
I think it's going to be line placement, buddy. Who has more trucks on which lane will win this race? Unless that 54 does get out in front, it's probably the only truck that could control this race. Everyone else seems to have a pretty equal handling and pretty equal setup on aero trim.
It'll be 10 laps to go, this time by at the start-finish line. And it looks like Enzo Nareza was one of the drivers who didn't get the tank full. He's down pit road. Gotta wonder if anyone else up here in this lead pack might be in a similar boat.
Definitely spaced everyone out. Davidson was really quick off the pit lane. I mean, he led us to the green. I wonder if he could be sputtering. We'll find out. Strauss just hooked up. You could see it.
Strauss to the inside of Pat Johnson, looking for second place. Chris Harvey's going to come to pit. There it is. Saden Davidson, Ron Bishop down pit road 2.
The numbers are thinning out, buddy. We're talking at this point.
It's 10.
Nine trucks.
Is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I count 10, but Roberto Crown Jr. is struggling to hold on to the draft here.
Right. He needs a little bit of battling from between 6th to 9th to have a chance. Nope, a lapper ahead. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's the 66 of Enzo Nareza. It's Max Anderson looking to take the race lead with help from Archibald Buttersworth and the 4 of Brad Lewis. Dale Johnson completes his pit stop. Not quite splitting there. That's going to really help the Andersons, the 88 and the 3. And Nareza really holds up everybody else there. Corey Riggs, Ron Bishop coming out of pit road as Kyler looking to make a move on Max. Looks high, then drops low.
Ooh, Bishop, he might be is he getting in the way? Yeah, he did.
Not for Jessica Strauss, though. She is clear. And with the move the 3 made on the 88, that has set up a super run for the 54. But the run will just die out. Strauss back in line behind the 2 of them, but now Buttersworth goes to her inside as Max challenges Kyler back for the race lead. And they're side by side in front of him as well, Saden Davidson and Chris Harvey.
Yeah, where did Brad Lewis come from? We thought he was in trouble, but he's in the top 5. Now this really slows. I think everyone will start concertining up unless the 3 goes really high. Anderson goes low, though.
Max Anderson will go low. Kyler trying to get the 19 of Chris Harvey to push. He's going to get in the wall, though. Harvey clears. Kyler looking to clear his teammate. He does so.
I think Bishop and Johnson should be able to catch back up after that stall on the outside and inside lanes. Yep, there they are.
Remember, Ron Bishop a lap down, however. Pat Johnson, though, fighting for this win. As Jessica Strauss getting a good push from a fellow female driver of Gene Sanford. As now Gene's teammate, Roberto Crown Jr. is back up at the front of the field. S3 Nemco Motorsports looking to fight for this W. Charles Sanford got him a win back in 2018, driving the number 8 3 wide at the start-finish line. 5 laps to go.
I think the 25 truck might be the last one that they keep stacking up to get back in. Otherwise, it will be a 9-truck fight. We got another lap. There's Dylan Ibrahim.
Delon Ibrahimium should be the last one. They might catch Zachary DeLello. Got to see here how this works. Oh, maybe not. We're going to take a look at the back straightaway wall. Strauss will get held up here by Ibrahimium, but the inside line slowed up a good amount too. Give the race lead, though, to the 87 of Roberto Crown Jr. for now. Strauss is going to fall way back in line here. 4 laps to go. Sky Commons now making a move on Buttersworth.
I think Anderson Kyler might have gotten helped the worst. Now it starts to... Yep, he did get helped the worst.
Got 3 lap trucks right here. The 1, the 31, and the 66 between the top 3 and the 4 Brad Lewis. Strauss with a huge run right now, though, down the back straightaway. Just look at that momentum.
That 54 is hooked up, I'm telling you. Gets to the front, could be hard. But look at Anderson,
Max Anderson with an even bigger run.
That's going to have a big run as well, and so will Sanford.
They're both checking up behind the lap truck. Ron Bishop, the 4 Brad Lewis, not a lap truck. Ooh, Lewis moves up, though. That's going to open the door for Strauss. Now Saden Davidson moves up, opening the middle for Strauss once more.
All the Caesar in the sun is aligning for Strauss. Just has to get up there.
Look at the run. She is getting off Enzo Nareza right now. To the inside she'll go. They have checked up big time in front. Buttersworth and Crown side by side for the race lead.
That truck is dialed in, man. I've seen pretty dialed in trucks here at Daytona, but look at just how easy and maneuverable that 54 is.
It'll be 2 laps to go here at the start-finish line. Roberto Crown Jr. is leading, but Jessica Strauss not to be denied. 3 wide for second there at the start-finish line.
What can Max Anderson and I think it's Davidson, I think whoever pushes might be the winner of this race, but Strauss has that so much power on the inside.
Strauss, though, now on the very bottom, is really going to need a good run here if she is to clear Roberto Crown Jr.
Ooh, 41.
They were even down the back straightaway. Roberto not going as fast as I expected him to. I don't know. He might have a teeny bit of aero damage. Strauss, though, getting a huge push there by Buttersworth. White flag is out in the air here at Daytona, and it's Jessica Strauss leading them at the line. But the driver that leads the white flag at a super speedway doesn't usually win the race.
This could be the exception. What can the 41, is that Crown, right? Not Crown.
Buttersworth.
Buttersworth. See, what can 41 and Buttersworth do? Anderson's pushing. It's going to be who gets the push off the top or inside. Johnson might bail. No, he stays the line. Strauss got a huge run down the back on the outside.
That was the most organized we'd seen either lane here in the last 10 laps. Strauss is clear of both Crown and Buttersworth. Can Buttersworth do anything here? Looks like no. It's going to be Jessica Strauss getting her first career win in the NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series.
That 54 really looked like KFB on that one. What a run by Strauss, but the way she can maneuver and slice through the pack, just the air was almost like you could see it on her front windshield. I was impressed.
Strauss becomes the second female driver in Jerky Pro Truck Series history to win here at Daytona. Third female driver to win at Daytona between both Cup and trucks. And to that point, the second driver named Jessica to win at Daytona. The first being Jessica Shelton in the 2020 Digital Storm Cup Series Daytona 500. However, both Jessicas driving a different manufacturer. This is Toyota's second win here in the Jerky Pro Truck Series, first one since 2019. And Toyota still looking for that first Daytona 500. Could it come tomorrow afternoon? Oh, we'll have to wait and find out. Second place goes to Roberto Crown Jr., third Archibald Buttersworth, fourth Sky Commons, fifth Max Anderson, Pat Johnson, Gene Sanford, Kyler Anderson, Brad Lewis, and Reggie Fogelman. The top 10, I'd say, out of championship favorites. Max Anderson, a dark horse, as always, the highest finisher. As far as competitive championship threats go, I'd say Peter Onjak there in 15th. Jack James also a dark horse there in 12th. Delon Ibrahimian brings it home in 20th. And then the big notables, Lucas Catano 27th, Sam Young 28th, Donovan Cage 31st, James Ellison 35th, Benjamin Ice 37th, and Adam Flickinger 39th. We'll have the full results here over the screen in a moment. Vince, your thoughts on this one here at Daytona?
Hit a couple wrecks that definitely trimmed the field out. Interesting strategy there with the guys coming in with the not being able to fuel quick enough. But Jessica Strauss, I mean, what a truck! And that thing was dialed in from minute one. We saw down the backstretch with no help. Even when she got held up from those slow trucks, she could still make her way. And with a little luck with the yellow flags, it was her night to lose. Nice sunset as well.
Yes, indeed. Hope everyone enjoyed the race here tonight. Here come your official race results and the point standings, just so you guys can see what the points look like. And we will see you guys tomorrow afternoon for the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series Daytona 500. Peace out.